This is Dick Richards and
Ray Leon, and we are the illustrious Dicks.
And you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
Boom!
And if you follow us on our Facebook page at CSW Wrestling KC, you would have seen the comments both men sent in, video comments both men sent in, talking about this matchup and what it means to both of them. Both men were also on the official podcast of Horseman Country, the I-70 Hot Tag, which you can follow their Facebook page at facebook.com/the I-70 Hot Tag. That's the letter I-70 Hot Tag. Both men were guests on the show leading up to Horseman Country.
What's up, everybody? This is Too Good. Mason St. Goods. Ain't nobody better. I'm so good that my name answers every question in the world. This is Too Good, Mason St. Goods, and you're watching I-70 Hot Tag.
Because the really cool thing, my mom, before she became pregnant with me in New Zealand, she was actually training to become a professional wrestler. And, you know, when she came pregnant with me and stuff, you know, she obviously stopped training, and that was a big dream of hers. And she never got to achieve that dream. And so being here, and funny enough, I was actually named after Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, being here, being able to be a professional wrestler, you know, it's not only the biggest dream for me, but it's more or less the big dream for my mom. And, you know, my mom and my stepdad, they're not able to come out to a lot of my shows, but when they do come to my shows, you know, I almost want to cry. Like, I'll be honest here. It's really hard because, you know, I love my mom more than anything, and, you know, she gave up so much for me, just for me to be able to live my dream. And, you know, I'm here living it, and it's the greatest thing that anyone could have ever given to me.
Hey, this is me, T2G, Tommy Too Good, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
So actually I went to Raw here in Kansas City one night, and as I was leaving, there was a guy passing out flyers for the next KCXW show. And I wound up going to the show, talking to the Marksman and Aaron Clay, and they both told me that I needed to go try out at the Extreme Wrestling Center. So for the last 3 years now, I've been training with them.
This is the Top Gun Brandon Beretta, and I'm here on the I-70 Hot Tag podcast, the best podcast in the Midwest wrestling scene. You make sure you tune in every Thursday night, 8:30 sharp, to see faces like me, faces like Joe Vanetti in the future, and any of the top talent coming out of the Midwest.
That's ISO?
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my posters, say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Fucking my posters, say now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across.
What's up, everybody? It is one half of the beautiful people and 7-time women's world champion Angelina Love. And aren't you lucky? You are watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag, baby. Check it out, and remember, no matter what, I'm Buff, and I'm still the stuff. Ha 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 ha!
And now, CR Media presents the I-70 Hot Tag with your host, Chaos Chase, and the real Josh Elliott.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to episode 71 of the I-70 Hot Tag. I am your host tonight, the real Josh Elliott, and with me tonight, making that hot tag, is Bryan J, baby. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you doing tonight, Josh?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Appreciate you filling in here this evening. Chase is over at, there's something going on tonight. Isn't there?
Yeah,
some
like
football game or
some party at One Arrowhead Drive.
Yeah. So he is enjoying the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions game this evening. So hopefully he's having a blast. I have not checked the score. I don't know how the Chiefs are doing right now, but hopefully they are winning.
I do, but we're going to hold that down for now.
There you go.
Yep.
So guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We are the chat's already going off here. Tyler Cooley in the house. Appreciate you tuning in. Kyle from Wisconsin, Green Bay. My man. Appreciate you tuning in, sir.
I believe Kyle checked in last week, I believe, maybe.
Yeah, the name looks familiar.
Yeah.
For sure. Watching you guys and the Chiefs, 7-14 us.
Yeah.
So 7-14 us.
Blair can give you updates, or I can't. It's the Chiefs.
There you go. Yeah, keep us updated, Blair. I appreciate it.
We appreciate that. Yes.
So we are live right now on the I-70 Hot Tags YouTube page and our Facebook page, as we are each and every Thursday night and Monday night for the pit stop. We usually do a watch along on Monday nights of our guest on Thursday. We did that a couple nights ago. Brian, you were there with us. Watched a match from it was APW in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Kelsey took on Lilith Grimm, who's frequents Rocky Mountain Pro quite a bit. So great match. It was a fun episode. You can follow the I-70 Hot Tag on all social medias. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, like I said, but we've got an Instagram, we've got a Twitter or an X, we've got TikTok, we've got a Threads. So we're on all the platforms.
Everything known to man.
Everything known to man. We are there posting content. You can follow Chase at CR Media 1988, same platforms. He talks obviously about local independence. He also does a bad booking on Sunday or Monday nights, which is more mainstream wrestling. And you'll see a lot of Chiefs content on there as well. So Brian, why don't you tell everybody where we can find you and your other venture going on?
Yes, sir. You can find me at Twitter, basically, Bryan J Bay, just like
oops, there it is.
Just like underneath here, right, that little white area. I just post a bunch of wrestling Chiefs stuff mainly, but you can follow myself and Patriot Pat 1776 on Twitter, and we have the Two Old Goats podcast. So you can follow us there. We just have fun there.
Two Old Goats that just had Greg Jovi on last night.
Greg Jovi, yes, sir. We stay tuned because not only are we having Davey Vega on the 27th of this month.
Ooh.
We have some big things coming first or second week in October, which if we can get a date nailed down with this guest, he's already said he's going to come on. It's going to be awesome.
Yes. Can't wait for that, man. Can't wait. Sonny, appreciate you tuning in. And you are
Sonny,
absolutely correct.
Man.
If it was the Jags and the Chiefs tonight, we just wouldn't have the hot tag. Or Brian would be doing this solo.
I would be doing this solo.
Or bring Patriot Pat in and just do the Two Old Goats, present the I-70 hot tag.
Yeah.
So we want to give a big shout out to our main event sponsor, Big Daddy's Donuts.
Yes,
3 locations in the South Kansas City metro location, 2 in Raymore, Missouri, 1 in Belton. Brian can tell you on many occasions you have to get there before 10 a.m. for sure, most likely 9 a.m. to get a good selection of donuts. They do sell out quickly. So Go check them out. That's Big Daddy's Donuts. Also wanted to give a big shout out to our guest last week, Brandon Beretta, the Top Gun. Super fun interview.
Was a great interview.
Wrestles a lot over in SICW, Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling, which is Herb Simmons' promotion. He also wrestles in New Breed. Believe he's wrestling over in Memphis Wrestling coming up soon as well. So you can find that episode on our YouTube on demand or on our Facebook.
And it really stunk. I couldn't interact. My computer wasn't charged that night, so I had to wait for it to charge. And by the time it was done, his interview was almost over. But I was there. I was watching you guys.
Yes, it was great. Great. Brian, do you have anything before we bring our guest on?
I do not. I'm ready to go.
All right. So, guys, we have a great guest for you this evening. You have seen her in promotions across our coverage area. She wrestled in Central States Wrestling not too long ago. You've seen her next WE Wrestling. She's wrestled down in Mid States Wrestling, Jason Jones's promotion. Guys, welcome our guest this evening, the Anomaly, Kelsey Magnolia.
Very hard. I have been training. I have been working matches all over the Midwest. And I'm ready for more.
Kelsey, how you doing this evening?
Hey, I would just like to start out by saying, go Lions!
Uh-oh.
I really don't care.
Aww.
And we're done.
You're right. Well, Josh is done. I'll still do the interview. I'm good with it.
Yeah, no.
I'm just
we greatly appreciate you taking the time out to do this, Kelsey. We've,
I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. The whole point of this podcast, Chase and I created a year and a half ago now, is to kind of get us and our viewers kind of familiar with, our Midwest scene, the wrestlers. We got a great talent that kind of wrestle here in our Kansas and Missouri area. And, we wanted to kind of promote you guys and promote the companies and everybody that's coming through the area. So that's kind of our whole platform, a whole shtick. But Chase normally kicks things off, and I know you've probably seen a couple episodes, so it's going to be the exact same question. Tell us and our viewers who is the Anomaly, Kelsey Magnolia?
Oh, geez. What a question. I'm still figuring that out, to be perfectly honest. I never thought I'd be doing wrestling, so the fact that I am is still just a trip to me. Like, it's crazy that almost every weekend I'm out there wrestling. Kelsey Magnolia, the wrestler, is it's such a cliche to say, but it's just me, turned up to 11. And like I said, I'm still figuring that out. But yeah, I feel like it's been I never thought I'd be a wrestler, but it kind of is a natural progression for me. I did art for a lot of years and really into music and all sorts of entertainment and that type of thing. So it kind of makes sense that I did end up doing this.
That's awesome. So tell us, how did you get your start in wrestling? Kind of walk us through your journey into it.
Sure. Well, I was just a fan for a long time. And like I said, I didn't think I would actually do it myself. What got me into women's wrestling specifically was when Asuka started in NXT. I just was blown away by her. Her whole run in there was amazing. But that got me into Joshi Pro Reisu. So I started getting into Manami Toyota, Akira Hokuto, all the AJW, all those promotions, LLPW. And just for the longest time, I didn't think that I physically was capable of doing wrestling because I'm a smaller frame and just thought I wasn't cut out for it. But then watching Japanese wrestling, seeing how small these girls are and how just absolutely ass kicking they are, made me realize, maybe I could actually do this. And so I was mostly into the older Joshi, but then Hana Kimura got me into Stardom and modern day Joshi. And she really inspired me she was amazing. And unfortunately, when she passed away, that was kind of the catalyst for me to actually give it a try and see if I actually cut out for it. So I started. I'd been working out for a little bit before then, but really started focusing on it, like not even hitting the gym. I was still just working out at home at that point in time, but taking it seriously. And I started looking for places to train. If I was going to do this, I was going to take it seriously, do it the right way, because I was like 29 when I decided I wanted to do this. So not exactly, everyone else is pretty much everyone in wrestling is at least like 10 years younger than me, which is interesting in a lot of ways. But anyway, so I decided I wanted to do it. I was going to do it right. And Dr. Tom Pritchard had just opened up Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy not too long before then. And that was the obvious choice to me. His credentials.
Oh, yeah.
Can't put up against anyone else. And it's also in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is the most gorgeous place I've ever lived in, even if it was just 3 months that I lived there. So I decided that I was going to go to JPWA. I visited first. I took a trip to Nashville for the first time, did all the cool things in Knoxville, visited the school, talked with Dr. Tom, and decided, like, why not? Like, why not just try it? All it's money. It's just money and time I'm going to be wasting. Like, I do that all the time. I might as well do it on something cool, right? Yep. So that's how I got started, was deciding to go down to Tennessee for JPWA.
That's awesome. What a great teacher, Tom Pritchard, as well. What was your first match? Where did you get your first promotion that you worked for?
My first promotion that paid me to wrestle for them was Austin Bayless at Central Empire Wrestling. And I believe the match was in Oskaloosa, Iowa. And I was so nervous. Like, I graduated from JPWA in June of 2021. And my first match was August 7th of 2021. So not too much later. I had just maybe a week before my first match found a place to continue training. So I didn't even have I was just going in with just my JPWA, like, here we go. Right. And Austin was gracious enough to book me, and I wrestled against Valentina Loca, and she's this tiny little girl, and she carried me like a baby through that whole She was great to work with. I was so nervous I'm always a nervous wreck before my matches. I just am. It's slowly getting better. But man, the weeks leading up to that, I was just a wreck.
I can't imagine.
I'm sure. Yeah. So on Monday, on the pit stop, we watched your match from, I think it's APW in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, against Lilith Grimm. Kind of tell us about that match a little bit. And, you specifically picked that for us to watch. I know YouTube we have to have a match on YouTube, but we really enjoyed it. It was one of my first matches watching Lilith, and I've seen you wrestle quite a bit, but that was a very entertaining match. Kind of talk to us about it.
Well, first of all, thank you for thinking it's entertaining. That's awesome to hear.
It was really good.
Loved it. We kind of beat the crap out of each other, which was awesome. Lilith is very strong and very tough, and was great to work with. That was, I don't want to get too deep into stuff and things, but we just really got to she's a different type of person than I'm used to working with. She's bigger and was able to do a lot of different things, and it was interesting me being the heel in that situation too. I just really enjoyed that match because working her leg in there, and I don't know, it was she's great to work with. I would love to work with her again. she's based out in Colorado, and I don't get out there too often, which I would love to go back for that again. But that was a fun crowd, cool card, like always a good experience. And when you're in Wisconsin, you get to get Spotted Cow beer, which is just amazing. Anybody who knows that it's good beer. Only in Wisconsin.
I've never had it before.
I can bootleg it for you sometime. Wait, can I say that on the internet?
I think so.
It's my character. It's my character.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. All right, so you wrestled at Central States Wrestling a couple of months back against Shaza McKenzie. So tell us a little bit about that match and what it was like to work for CSW.
That was amazing. It was a great opportunity that kind of arose pretty quickly before the show happened. They kind of needed someone to fill in, and I was fortunate enough to be kind of suggested for that position, and it worked out. And Central States is a great promotion, and they put on fantastic shows with, you guys know, the best wrestlers around here. So it's always a promotion I've wanted to work for, and to get the chance to was really great. And Shaza was awesome to work with. Like, she's a veteran in the business, which is kind of rare to work with, and it's really nice to have someone who's just like I asked her, like, how many matches have you worked in your career? And she's like, well, I can't do an Australian accent, so I'm not even gonna try.
You don't need to.
I will just embarrass myself more than I already am. She's just like, well, Cage Match says I have about 500, and I was like, holy crap, that's wild. Because my last match this last Saturday was my 75th match that I've had, so not too bad so far.
No, that's good.
Yeah. You know, speaking of the wrestlers you've competed against, we've seen you against Shaza, obviously, in CSW. You wrestled Judy Azul. You've wrestled Morgan LeVay. So this is kind of a two-part question. I wanted to ask, is there anybody in our independent scene, you know, in the Midwest, Kansas, Missouri-ish, that you have not had a chance to wrestle and you hope to at some point in your career?
Well, actually, yeah, there's a couple wrestlers that I have wrestled in I've had 2 triple threat matches so far in my career, which is good. And my first one was Judy Azul and Stormy Renee. And my second one was recently, and it was Valentina Loca, my second time wrestling her since my very first match, and Amina Belmont. And I would love to have a singles match with Amina, and I would love to have a singles match with Stormy. I think it's kind of crazy that it hasn't happened yet at this point. Seems like a natural match that would happen. So
yeah, I get that booked in XWE. Yeah. So let's flip it again. Let's go to the mainstream. Is there somebody that you think you would work well in like WWE or AEW?
Oh, geez. I was thinking even below that. Obviously Asuka is like a total dream to work with. Total dream. Gosh, I'm like, this is not AEW or WWE, but Masha Slamovich is someone that I would really love to work with. I guess Billy Starks is now AEW, so she would be awesome to have a match with. I mean, there's pretty much anyone there. I would love to. It's kind of too bad that they're not doing Dark and Dark Elevation like they were before. It kind of took a lot of opportunities I never had the chance to do it, which is unfortunate. So hopefully something will happen with that again, just to have a chance to have those matches, you know?
Right.
It really does suck that they don't have that anymore, because I loved watching. I hate when they call them enhancement talent, even, which is better than jobber, what it used to be, but more like my friends, you know. I mean,
yeah,
because I know a lot of the guys in Kansas City and women and whoever else is wrestling, but yeah, I'm getting off topic. I apologize.
It's all good.
There's so much to talk about.
There really is, and this interview's like, I want to ask you so many questions, but so what are your hobbies outside of the ring? Like favorite food, favorite music, you know, what do you like to do?
Well, most of my time outside of the ring is spent at my full-time job. It's just boring. It's office job. It's not what we're talking about. the gym, and then I pretty much work on wrestling gear for a lot of the rest of my free time. That has taken over a lot of my time. I love music. Like, I'm a huge music fan. I love heavy metal. I also love the Grateful Dead, 60s music. Like, I love classic country. I'm kind of all over the place. Pretty much if it's good music, I'm into it. I love going to live shows, which unfortunately, I mean, since COVID, everything slowed down, but since
Yeah.
wrestling, I really like, sorry, I'm booked most weekends. I can't do the things that I used to do with the same regularity.
Mhm.
I still find them, but love music. I enjoy making gear and sewing and just anything creative and artistic I love to do. And that's something that's been good with wrestling, because like I did basically just visual art before wrestling, and I'm happy that I'm able to still incorporate that with like designing shirts and buttons and gear
yeah.
now to make all of the gear that I wear. So
Well, I was gonna
That's
ask,
awesome.
do you make just your gear? Or do you make other wrestlers' gear as well?
the cursed question. I am currently making gear for a tag team. I am not open necessarily for orders. I may selectively make things for people. I want to get into it more. Ideally, I want it to be my full-time job at some point in time, but I have a lot of
Sure.
planning and other life things that I have to figure out before I can make that happen. So, yes and no. Like, don't blow me up asking me to make gear for you, but maybe if I really like you, I might. I don't know. Like,
It makes sense. That's perfect.
you have so much time, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
One of the first interviews or first couple shows we did a year and a half ago, Chase and I went to CSW, and we saw it was Ethan Price. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He wrestles a lot in St. Louis and in Kansas City. The Big Strong Boy is his gimmick, or was his gimmick.
I've seen him
It
time.
is.
I don't
So-
think he's worked with them.
Yeah, the reason I bring him up is because he was the first guy that we saw, our first wrestler we saw that he came into CSW as a massive heel, and then the very next day went to St. Louis and worked as a babyface. And I wanted to get your side of it on what it's like to kind of flip the switch back and forth from one promotion to the next, and if you had a preference on whether you like to work heel or face.
Great question. That is a great question. I end up doing about 50-50 babyface and heel, which I prefer heel, but I do really enjoy working babyface, and I like that I get the opportunity to do it as much as I do because I think it's good. It's good to work both of those. It does it gets a little confusing on your own social media to try to like, you know, I try to just kind of walk the line between it because like mid-states, I am such a baby face. Like I am true baby face down there. And then
Nice.
like other places I am just picking fights with the children in the crowd. So it's weird to like I mean I most people get it, which is also kind of annoying, but I try to play into it as much as I can. There was actually a time in June where I worked 2 shows in Minnesota in one day. I worked for MAW in the afternoon. I worked a tag match with Alejandro Leon versus the Hale Sisters, and I was babyface at that match. And then they literally took that same ring and took it across town and set it up for Steel Domain Wrestling at 9 Mile Brewing, and I was a heel there against one of the Hale Sisters, and I should be able to tell you which one, but I can't because they are so identical.
Yes, they are. So just like right across town, you're a baby face, and then the other side, you're heel. And
I changed my gear, I changed my makeup, like,
Yep.
and it's fun though. That was such a fun day because like I've never had that in one day like that where it's just literally like flip the switch to the other one.
Right.
But I think it's great to do both of them. It keeps me, you know, limber in both, which is nice. But I definitely prefer to be a heel.
I was gonna ask, and you kind of alluded to it a little bit. I wanted to see if you changed like your attire or your makeup. You kind of said you changed your makeup. Is it something you completely change your complete outfit when you're running heel, or?
I usually wear like my black Ace Frehley inspired gear.
Mhm.
It's probably my favorite actually. It has the most rhinestones on it too. I wear
Nice.
that a lot, but I'll wear my colored ones too. But I usually do a little bit more like face painty type stuff when I'm heel, or I'll have like black lipstick on. It's like super cliche things. Actually I wear my sunglasses all the time because they're just really cool sunglasses.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I definitely have certain things that I do for one rather than the other. Just little subtle
Nice.
things.
Very cool. Very cool. I have so many questions for my free question here, but so I'm going to keep it wrestling related. You can pick, let's say you can pick 3 independent wrestlers right now to form a stable with. Who are
Oh.
those wrestlers, and what is the theme song you come out to?
Okay. Masha Slamovich, Jody Threat, me, and you know what? I'm gonna put Amina Belmont in there because that girl can run her mouth,
Okay.
and I'll just let her just talk. She's got a cool accent too.
That's awesome.
I have no idea what our name would be. Something about bad bitches, like just, I mean, like
Oh,
we'll
sure.
just do kendo sticks and chains and nunchucks. Our entrance song, something by Judas Priest. Like
There you
just
go.
ass. Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, something. I got to think on that more, but that is a pretty good faction. That's a pretty
That's
bad
a
faction.
damn good faction. That's an ass-kicking faction.
That is, yeah.
For sure. Brian, if you got another question, go ahead.
Oh, I have so many questions though. Let's say, what's your dream concert to go see that you haven't seen yet? Who is the one band you want to see?
That's still possible to see.
That's still possible.
Technically, I've never seen Kiss, but Ace Frehley's my favorite, and I've seen him 2 times. So obviously, I mean, I need to see Kiss. Seen Priest, I've seen Maiden a whole bunch of times. I saw Black Sabbath with Dio, so
Nice.
that was awesome. Something I haven't seen. I've seen Merciful Fate. I've seen King Diamond a few times. I'm just flexing here.
No, you're good. Keep going. I can flex with you. I've seen Ozzy once.
I saw Rush. I never seen Ozzy, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. I never got to see Motorhead. I was supposed to at Riot Fest, but that was like a couple months before he passed away, and he just started getting sick then. That was a sick year for Riot Fest. The only year I went, because a lot of the years are kind of questionable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I've been to a lot of cool ones. I'd have to think on which one I really is current that I haven't seen.
I've been to a couple of really cool ones. I have seen Pantera about 7 times before dying passed.
In my opinion, and I was too young when they were.
Yeah, back in the day they were. Yeah. So I got to see. Matt Stockdale says he saw Ozzy in Kansas City. That was awesome.
Nice.
I did see one time. I went to Lollapalooza '96. It was at Longview Lake, and the lineup was ridiculous. Like Ben Folds was playing on the 3rd stage, and then the main stage was it Rancid, the Ramones, Soundgarden, and Metallica.
Damn, that's the lineup.
Damn.
And talk about a day. That was a day. I was just happy seeing Rancid and the Ramones.
That Riot Fest that I went to, Rancid played and Out Come the Wolves in its entirety. It was awesome.
It's awesome.
So we don't specifically have anything that we at least I don't have anything. Do you have any upcoming bookings over the next couple weeks or maybe the next month?
I wrote them down because I have terrible memory for those
There you go.
things. Look, I was prepared.
I like it.
This Saturday, I am in Minnesota in a bowling alley parking lot. Hopefully the last outdoor show of the year, if all things go according to plan.
Right?
Yes.
That was summer, but it's always nice when it's over because they're not going to put you in a county fair anymore. Anyways. And then next week, I'm actually going down to Texas for the Wichita Falls Wrestling Association. Going to be wrestling at the Texas-Oklahoma Fair. However, it's indoors. I was there last year. I know that it's indoors.
Nice.
Going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday down in Texas. There's actually a whole group of us, the Pony Express group. A lot of us are going down for that one. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm in Minnesota. I'm going to be in South Dakota, which will be a debut in the end of September.
Nice.
Illinois, but I don't actually have, I'll be at Mid-States in November, but I don't have any Missouri dates currently on my schedule. But I do have a bit of open dates in October and onward if anyone wants to hit me up for those.
Do you work both Springfield and the Arkansas shows for Mid-States?
I mean, I'll work as many mid-stage shows as I can. It's my favorite promotion to work for. Like, it's just a great locker room, and JJ's a hell of a guy to work for. And yeah, they have a great group of people there. Like Gary Roosevelt Graham is a key element in their wrestling down there, and he's going to be in Texas as well, putting a lot of matches together for that. It's actually a whole week of wrestling, but we're just going to be there for the tail end of it. But that'll be fun. I do have some like new promotions I'm going for, which is nice. I'm still pretty busy, but I do have some open dates, so I'm wanting to add more states. I've been in 10 states so far, which is awesome. South Dakota will make it 11. Want to keep adding to it. Like, I want to get to as many places as I can.
That's
nice. Nice. Where can we grab some Kelsey Magnolia merch?
Well, if I was as put together as I should be as a person, I would have my big cartel shop up and going, but I don't. Excuse me, my hams.
You're good.
I'm currently getting some new merchandise as well. I'm working on 2 new t-shirt designs. There's going to be a black and white one, and then like a tie-dye, super colorful, like, so 2 very different ones. Trying to get them out at the same time. So it is, I think it's kelseymagnolia.bigcartel.com. I don't think it's actually up and running. It might be with some 8x10s right now, but I'm saying it right now, and I'm saying it online, and people are listening to me. I'm going to get my shop back up and going in 1 month's time. I'm going to say it right now. So there, you can also just like hit me up I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I call it Twitter. I'm not going to call it X.
Yeah, it's always Twitter.
It will always be Twitter, yes.
I technically have a TikTok, but I do not use it. I only registered so that no one else would take my name on there, but I don't plan on using it. I don't know. There's some things I'm still adamant about, and not having a TikTok is one of the things that I'm adamant about. But Instagram, Facebook, all there. You can DM me, all that. Kelsey Magnolia, all over there.
Nice. So is there a specific spot for, you said you were in 10 states. Is there a spot that promoters or bookers can get a hold of you to get in contact with you to book you for your show or for their show?
Ideally, it'd be nice to have it all at my email address, but really, I mean, it's Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Twitter, really wherever you want to find me, you can message me and hit me up. Otherwise, I will just say my email address. It's oneeyedcheshire@gmail.com. It's from a Grateful Dead line. There's periods between the words, but hit me up anywhere. I'll try to respond to it. I'm not the best. Sometimes things do slip through, but I do try to get back to anyone that tries to contact me.
Very cool.
There you go. Well, that kind of wraps things up here. We greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on here and kind of promote what you got going on. So as you saw in the beginning, we like to close everything out, put you center screen, turn up the gimmick a little bit, and say this is Kelsey Magnolia, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag. All right, we'll get you center screen. You can start whenever.
Oh, good. This is Kelsey Magnolia, and you are watching the I-70 Hot Tag. Kanpai.
Love it.
There we go.
That's awesome.
That is
Very awesome.
again, we appreciate it. We will definitely can't wait to see you around the area again. Chase has been down to Mid-States in Springfield. I have yet to make it down there, so I need to.
You have to.
I know.
Love
It is very hard to travel sporadically. I got 3 kids, all under 5. So
What do you mean that makes it difficult?
it makes it, yeah.
We just need to kidnap him and bring him down there, right?
You do. I have been to St. Louis a couple times, so I need to figure out a way to get down to Springfield, Branson.
Kidnap you and we'll go.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. November 4th, right? I think that's the next Springfield show. So, all right. Well, you have a great evening, and we will talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right. Kelsey Magnolia. Brian, how are we doing
sir.
on the Kansas City Chiefs game, sir?
Right now it looks 14-14 in the third quarter.
All right.
Let's see here.
Good game.
10 minutes, 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
November 4th is HCW. You are correct. My bad. I got my dates, or maybe it's the same date. Let me look at my handy dandy. It's November 11th. Sorry. Yeah, I got HCW. We got things going on over there. So got my dates mixed up. My bad. Mahomes threw an interception.
Yes, I heard from the upstairs party. It was a pick
do you have
6.
people over, or is that just your wife?
No, it's just the wife.
Okay. My wife doesn't watch football, so like she doesn't care, and like I'll watch the Jags and get excited about it, but I'm the only one that gets excited about it in the house.
Yeah, she gets more excited than I do, and I get excited sometimes. So it's very, very entertaining in our house.
I'm gonna be excited next week, man. We got Chiefs and Jags next week. It's gonna be a hell of a game.
I don't want to watch it.
Hell of a game, man. I hope
it will.
Yeah,
be good.
hopefully they're both 1-0, and we can go into that clash, because that might be there's a lot of hype about both teams, and that might
There
be
is.
the deciding factor of the AFC. So,
And I'm not that up on believing that the chili kids from Cincinnati are actually that good, or going to stay that good.
yeah. Yes, heavyweight showdown November 4th. Yes, Matt Stockdale is taking on Aaron Helms, which we have Aaron Helms on the show next week, and then Matt Stockdale the week after. So back-to-back weeks. We're going to talk to them and get their thoughts on the match.
That will be
So,
awesome. Wait a minute. The week after next, you said?
Next week is Aaron
Okay.
Helms. The week after is Matt Stockdale, and then the week after that is Shooter Shylin.
Nice.
And that's all we've got booked right now. So we've got the rest of September, which you will see here in about 5 minutes in the mid-show break. So this is the part of the show. That's weird. Where we take the 5-minute intermission. It's not 5 minutes. It is much shorter than that. It's about 3.5, 4 minutes. So we will be right back. Go get yourself a drink. Go check the scores of the football game, and we will talk some independent wrestling. We've got on the docket tonight.
Yes.
Glory Pro. We got TAPW, HCW, Cape, Tri-States. We're going to talk about a lot of them tonight, guys. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys in 5.
Big Daddy's Donuts with three Kansas City Metro
South
locations.
Metro
You can't buy
locations,
happiness,
2
but you
in
can buy
Raymore,
donuts,
Missouri,
and
and
that's
1 in
kind of the
Belgium.
same thing.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy donuts. Big Daddy's eat those donuts.
Yeah. First off, I hear there's a new promotion called Fountain City Pro starting up that I would really be interested in giving a shot at. Wink, wink. Again, there's Central States Wrestling seems like a great place to wrestle. I love to get there, especially teaming with Austin Reddick. I know he started to wrestle there, and I think there would be a lot of good matchups there. There's Core Professional Wrestling down in Oklahoma that I'd like to get there, and also would like to start teaming with Austin there. A lot of good teams there, fresh teams that don't really come up this far north.
Welcome back to the I-70 Hot Tag. I am the real Josh Elliott. That is Bryan J, baby. We just got done interviewing the Anomaly, Kelsey Magnolia. That was a fun interview.
Yes, it was. She's a lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah. And I talked to her a couple times. I talked to her once when she wrestled back in Leavenworth for XWE. I believe she wrestled Morgan LeVay there, so it was a fun time. And I knew it, man. We watched that match on Monday, and she came out as a heel. And I mentioned to you, I was like, it's the sunglasses. I was like, if she wearing sunglasses, she's a heel.
But I think she wore sunglasses at CSW.
Did she?
Yeah, she was wearing pink sunglasses, I believe. I could be wrong, but I swear they were pink.
Interesting.
So maybe the lighter color sunglasses.
There you go. Yeah, darker.
Darker. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun.
So we've got some chats in the house. Amazing. Appreciate you, Tyler Cooley. Go check out Keeping It Cool with Tyler Cooley. He's got some big things on the horizon. Go check out his page on Facebook. I believe he's going live tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. So
nice.
Circumstances. Tony dropped a pass more than Mahomes threw an interception. I don't know. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it, sir.
Absolutely,
yeah, man. So let's get into some local independent wrestling talk.
Yes, let's.
Tonight was the debut episode of Glory Pro Ascend. So if you guys don't remember us talking about this, it is a weekly episodic YouTube series that Glory Pro is going to put on, and it started tonight at 6 p.m. And I'm assuming it's going to be every Thursday, I think. So you're going to be able to watch that, go take a break, eat dinner, whatever you got to do, and then turn on the I-70 Hot Tag, and maybe we can talk about it every week. I was not able. Chase might be able to watch it on the Thursdays. I've got a very busy Thursday schedule over the next month or two. We've got soccer practice with the kids right after school, so it's hard to do much on Thursday nights anymore. But this card, they had 3 matches announced. We're gonna run through them real quick. I don't know who won, but this is what they had on their first show.
Ooh.
We had Crash Jackson taking on the Quad Father, Camaro Jackson. Huge heavyweight bout. We all know how great Camaro is. Not as familiar with Crash, but he did impress me at, I believe it was the last, I can't remember the name of the show Glory Pro had. The one with the cage match. Warhorse and Cody Lane wrestled in the cage. I can't remember that show name, but very good match. They had a women's match. Lady Bird, Laney Luck, Heather Reckless.
Very nice.
And Heather Reckless is working a lot of Impact now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe she was signed to Impact, if I'm not mistaken, or she's just taking a lot of bookings there.
That's awesome. Good for her. Good for her. Extremely talented, as is Lady Luck. And again, Lady Bird. But in the main event, man, Cody Lane taking on Ray Phoenix.
I know Ray. I know Ray has worked for Glory Pro before, so even though this shouldn't surprise me, it always does when I see his name pop up there.
He just wrestled, if I'm not mistaken. He wrestled. Actually, it was this last episode of this last show in August. So I wonder if they filmed this episode the same day or the same week, maybe, and got him for 2 shows. So that's kind of cool.
Could be. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And Cody Lane is a future, got to be a future hot tag guest, man. I'm surprised we haven't gotten him on already.
I am too, really.
I got to talk to the booker of this show, which is me.
He'd be a good interview.
Yeah.
Like
he's tearing it up in St. Louis, man.
Oh, he is. And his whole feud with Dan the Dad was just hilarious. Like the little I don't know if you saw the little vignettes they used to do, but they were fun.
Where he was going into Dan's house and
he bought the house next door, and then he'd come over and like interrupt his barbecue and went into his house and was drinking his milk and just little stuff like that is why I love Glory Pro so much and Dan the Dad. It's just the stuff they come up with is great.
The storytelling is top notch in our local area, and this show really is going to help that. They're going to be able to build stories just like the Dan the Dad and Cody Lane, and they're going to help make those monthly or bi-monthly events mean more. The stories will every match will mean something, right? So speaking of mean something, they did just announce their next show, which is October 15th. And they're featuring Dalton Castle.
I saw that
making an appearance. So
that is one I would love to go to.
Yes. And it's happening in Illinois, Collinsville, Illinois, live at the Gateway Convention Center. Usually Glory Pro actually does run on the Missouri side in St. Louis. So hopping over the state line a little bit. Dalton Castle, Ali Catch, Calvin Tankman, Raheem,
all of them.
Dude, this is going to be El Dorado featuring Dalton Castle. There's so many good promotions, so many good shows.
Lucky for Tyler Cooley, who says that's not too far from me.
Go, Tyler. If you have any opportunity to make a Glory Pro event, you will not be disappointed. Look at this card. I mean, even if you don't know any of these guys, I know you're a lot, I'm sure you know most of them, but even if you're not, you're going to very quickly.
Quickly.
This is a
If there's any advice I can give you, Tyler, being in that area, that's not far from St. Louis, actually. I would go to Glory Pro. I would go to Anarchy. I would go to SICW, and I would go to WrestleMax. All 4 of them, you cannot miss. Like, all of them are going to hit on all cylinders.
Yes, I agree. And I have not been to WrestleMax. Chase went down to WrestleMax a couple months ago, so I'm still pending that one. But Chase did, and he had a phenomenal time. So
it's awesome.
I love KLD.
So do I.
Love KLD.
KLD is the dude.
Yep, agreed. All right, moving on here. Let's check the chat. Yep. Definitely going to try to get those for sure, especially. Yep. Yes. Love SICW. TAPW, Traditional American Pro Wrestling. They run in Junction City, Kansas. And then they go elsewhere too. They go up north and all that good stuff. They are wrestling. Sorry, I got sidetracked. There it is. They have an event coming up on September 16th. The main event match. Ooh. Coach Luis is taking on Ramo. Also appearing, you got these guys down there. Also, Tommy Too Good posted that he's going to be wrestling here as well.
Okay.
So this is happening in Junction City, Kansas. Kids 12 and under, $10. General admission is 12. You know, it's
about
very
2 hours from us.
Yeah. So it's very affordable. So yeah, man, this Ray Leon is their champion. He just defeated Burt Cameron.
That's right.
So he's the welter or national champion or Tiger weight. I don't know. They've got a couple titles that I can't. I don't know which one Ray has. And if he's in the chat, Ray, correct me. Which title do you have? Oh, he might be watching the Chiefs game. Or he may not give a shit. Who knows?
He's probably rooting for the Lions, though. So
yeah, knowing him. Let's see what else is next, guys. Heartland Championship Wrestling had a event, or not an event announcement. They had a match announcement for Air Capital Brawl, and it has to do with the AIWF. And what I'm going to show you here is a bracket. Which is the Allied Independent Wrestling Federation, is going to have a tournament for the women's championship. And they're having it in two different regions. The East region is going to feature Clara against Amanda Kiss. And that's happening in North Carolina. And then the West region, which is happening on the 23rd, a couple weeks away here in Wichita. Not here in Wichita, but here in Kansas, in Wichita, at Air Capital Brawl, which is a very cool thing they're doing here. It's going to be Stormy Renee versus Mindy Grace. Winner goes on to face the winner of Clara and Amanda Kiss. And the date's not on there, and I don't know where that's going to be located, but it'll be for the AIWF Championship. So wanted to give a shout out here to HCW. This is their first Wichita show. Osage Recreation Center. And you got the address right there. If you're in Wichita, I mean, I know the crowds there are phenomenal. We went to UUCW back in November, and I know Wichita loves professional wrestling, and I know Heartland Championship Wrestling puts on phenomenal shows. So get your tickets, go buy it. This right here is gonna tear it down. Stormy Renee, we know how great she is. We just heard Kelsey talk about Stormy's one that she wants. I can't believe that match hasn't happened yet either.
How has that not happened?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
They've been wrestling the same promotions for a long like as long as she's been wrestling, I feel like.
Yeah. This is a heck of a build up, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
If they're trying to build it up, this is doing it.
Yep. Yeah, the clash is eventually going to happen, but not this night. It's going to be Mindy Grace, who is extremely impressive as well. She was in that triple threat at the last HCW show with Stormy and Shylin, and Shylin got the victory over both of them. So, this will be a good bounce back match for both of them for the winner and getting that title shot, man. So
definitely. So is the HCW, are they putting their shows out on YouTube, or are they doing anything like that you've heard of?
I think their plan is to do that. I have not seen anything yet. I'll have to reach out to Billy Simmons and find out what they plan. I mean, they recorded it. They had cameramen there in Leavenworth, so I know that they've got the footage. I don't know if they're going to edit it and put it on you. I think they are. I would hope they would.
I was just wondering, so we could help promote that for them.
Oh man, yeah, and then we could use that as a on the pit stops.
Exactly.
We have future guests. We can watch or a bonus match. We can watch one of their shows. I mean, anytime we get the opportunity to see Valencia y Paz get an L.
Get an L, yeah.
then I'll
Yeah.
more than happy put it on the pit stop. So,
But then they're going to come in and harass us again.
I know.
That's-
They got it coming to them, man. They're
They
eventually
do,
going to run
and-
smack dab into the Howlets, and they're poking the bear, and that's what happened last.
I'm just
last show. So.
I'm waiting for that day. I'm ready to watch that match.
Let's see what else we got here. Boom! Did you see what Fountain City Pro posted?
I
on
did.
September 4th.
I did, and I believe I was talking with you about this. You know, you and I were kind of going back and forth, and I was like, what's the significance of September 12th? It's a Tuesday, so like neither one of us could figure it out. So, well, at least I couldn't.
Yeah. So they are. So you were on Twitter, so you didn't get to see this whole this actual spiel of what September 12th was.
I did not.
So yeah. Twitter doesn't, obviously it limits you what you can type. So there's apparently going to be a announcement happening on September 12th. And it says, in the words of legendary Hall of Famer Jim Ross, business is about to pick up. Here is a small hint about the announcement. Sound off in the comments what you think it is. There's the image, and on September 12th, there will be some sort of news announced. So
it looks like, fireworks at Royal Stadium. So I'm assuming they're going to have their first show at Royal Stadium.
There you go, man.
That's my guess.
That would be. That
is not my guess.
Wild, wouldn't it?
That is not my guess, because I believe when they debut in March, it'll still be pretty cold to go out there, and I know the guys running that are smarter than that.
Yeah. So let's go on. Cape Championship Wrestling, south of St. Louis.
Only about an hour and a half, I think.
Yep.
So
Not too terribly far, but it's still a little bit of a jog if you want to get down there.
It is.
September 23rd. They're calling it After the Fall, which is weird because it's in the fall, but nonetheless. Number one contenders match for the CCW Championship. Big Kevin Lee Davidson is taking on Buff Bagwell Jr.
Buff Bagwell Jr.
I don't know. Justin Smart, but
Justin
he's got
Smart.
the top
He
out,
does.
he's got the glasses, and he's got Dangerous and Delicious on his shirt.
Once you said that, I looked and I was like, he really does look like him. Like, yeah. I know it's not, but I'm like, you know what? The resemblance is crazy. Yeah.
So the Juice, Justin Smart. So winner of this is gonna get their opportunity to get the biggest prize in Cape Championship Wrestling. So, I mean, if I got to pick, I'm not picking against KLD in any match he ever wrestles in. So
No. KLD is one of my favorite people and one of my favorite wrestlers. So yeah, I could never pick against him.
Yeah. Even though Buff Bagwell's one of my favorite wrestlers, Buff Bagwell Jr. ain't getting it done.
No.
So, we're gonna pause, not for station identification, but for a update of the Kansas City Chiefs game. What we got, Brian?
Let me use the Google machine here and find out.
Oh, I thought you had like the game on behind the monitor or something.
I do not. I am devoted to the hot tag. Looks like 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Chiefs are up 17-14.
All right.
So
Chiefs are back on
about
top.
17 minutes left in the game.
I like it. I remember when Chase, when we first started it, he was down in his basement.
Yeah.
He's since moved to the garage, but he had a TV behind the monitor.
Okay.
But then he also had like a big picture frame behind him. So the glare of the TV would go off, and I could see almost exactly what he was watching.
That's awesome. See, it's just me in the basement, in my makeshift studio, and that's it.
I like it.
No TVs to distract me.
All right, couple things to chat about before we kind of wrap up this episode of the Hot Tag. Tri-States Wrestling. They typically run in northern Missouri, northwest Missouri, I guess. But they're announcing their Midwest tour, and they've already announced it. They're going to hit 4 cities in the northern Missouri area. They're going to start in Palmyra.
Yeah, that's about right.
let me before I butcher this. Palmyra. I probably said that wrong. That's, I believe, in Northeast Missouri. Then they're gonna have a show in Chillicothe the very next night. Nonetheless, the very next night they're going to St. Joe, and the very next night they're going to Gladstone. 4 dates, 4 days, 4 events. So it's crazy. I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, I know how they're gonna do it, but it's gonna be a wild 4 days.
I feel sorry for the ring crew.
Could not imagine.
Jeez.
Yeah, taking the ring up and down 4 times in. Yeah,
Yeah. I've done it many, many times, and once in a day is fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it more than 1 day in a row.
Yeah. Well, they've announced their main event for the Palmyra show. I believe this is, and yes, Palmyra. The TSW Heavyweight Championship match is Franco Varga, which is just beat the Iceman, so he is the champion, taking on Simon Gotch, former WWE, former NXT, trained in World League Wrestling, Harley Race's Academy. Man,
that's going to be a match.
This is a match to draw, man. If I don't know where, I said I don't know what the population of Palmyra is or how far away from St. Louis or Jeff City it is, but if you're anywhere in this area, this is going to be a must see event on the October 5th. This kicks off their 4-day tour. So I know they've promoted Warhorse for this tour. I think he's going to wrestle. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know yet. They haven't said it, but the Warhorse is having a wrestling seminar in St. Joe. So I'm assuming he's going to wrestle St. Joe at least. He may wrestle more, but I would assume it'd be St. Joe. So I am for sure going to make the Gladstone event. That's literally 30, 45 minutes from me. So
yeah, same here.
It's a Sunday. That's the only negative.
So, is it a night show or an afternoon show?
I don't know.
I haven't seen.
I haven't either. This one is this one doesn't even have a time, but I would assume it's evening.
Okay.
I would assume.
I'll still go. I think Gladstone's very doable.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, dude. If you make it, hopefully I think Chase said he's gonna try to make it. St. Joe's the night before. I don't know if I can finagle 2 nights away from the house, but
and that's like an hour away.
It's funny. A buddy of mine, Stitch, you've seen him in the chat every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
He and I went up to good evening, Mr. Herb Simmons. Sorry, I did not have the chat.
Good evening, Herb.
I did not have the chat. Appreciate you. We just had Kelsey Magnolia on. We've talked SICW. Appreciate you and everything you do, sir. Blair Dior, be in where? Which one? Palmyra or Gladstone? Because Gladstone would be badass. Because haven't seen Blair since I was in KCXW back last year. And Tyler says cool. Or hey, Herb. And then I lost my train of thought. I went to the comments and I don't remember where I was going with it.
Oh, your buddy Stitch.
Yes. Oh yeah. So we went. I took him to. I saw that the NWL was running a show in St. Joe, and their next Kansas City show was a little bit away. So we couldn't make that one. So I decided to take him up to St. Joe to the Armory, and we watched. That was my first introduction to NWL. Was a St. Joe Armory non-televised event. That's where I saw Dak Draper. I think Dak was there. I know Jeremy Wyatt was there. Jake Durden was there. So it is a little bit of a jog.
A little bit.
But, if you're going to go watch some good wrestling, if Warhorse is going to be in the main event or something, that's definitely worth driving up there to watch. So, all right. What do we got on the docket next? So something that's near and dear to both of our hearts. St. Louis.
I'm just kidding.
You're right. My wife is bringing home some food, though, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. I don't get to eat on Thursday nights until really late. St. Louis Anarchy. Canvas of Dreams. Tyler Cooley, if you're in the house, this is not that far from you, sir. This is another one you definitely need to go check out. We've got 2 match announcements. I'm going to First one, Laney Luck on the second graphic of the hot tag tonight, taking on Aaron Williams. Brian, I will let you kind of break this match down. What do you think about it?
Oh, are we picking these? Oh,
You don't have to pick them.
Okay.
No, yeah, because it's not happening for another month. So we'll do our prediction show then. But I just kind of want you to see what you think about Laney, what you think about Aaron.
I think Laney's improved tremendously since I first saw her at, what was it, Journey Pro pre-pandemic. She's gotten really, really good, and she's done a lot of really cool things in AEW and as a rising star. Aaron Williams, who's one of the hardest, has some of the hardest kicks in the business. And I know he's a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but I'm a fan of his. He's just so darn good. I mean, from his ring entrance to the matches, this is going to be a very hard-hitting match. And I think Laney's going to surprise a lot of people with some of her strikes in this match.
Yeah, this is I completely agree. I think Aaron Williams is on the rise for me. I know he's been around for a while, but seeing him in person, I've seen a lot of his matches on video, right, through their Twitch stream and YouTube, but seeing him in person, man, he's a different animal. And I think if St. Louis Anarchy wanted to push him, I would see no doubt of him being able to be a top star in Anarchy. So,
easily. This guy is good. I remember seeing him actually Journey Pro, his first show there, coming out with the bowler hat, and he doesn't have, but he lost the bowler hat somewhere. Well, he found another one, and it was a whole thing. But when he comes out in the bowler hat and does his whole, leaning back on the rope, it was just, I became a fan then. And then to see him wrestle, this guy strikes so hard and so quick.
Yep.
So
it's
going to be a great one.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. And if that's not already selling you already on Anarchy, then the Gateway Heritage Championship match should be selling you. We've got Derek Neal with Greg Jovi, undefeated in St. Louis Anarchy, taking on one called Manders. And I'm excited for this one. This is going to be what I like to call the heavyweight slugfest.
Yes,
and
very much.
If the title has ever been in jeopardy of being taken away from Derek Neal, this might be the one. We'll talk about it in a second. I don't want to take the eyes off of this match yet. So I'm a huge fan of Derek Neal. He's a heel, obviously, works the crowd very well. He's got Jovi to kind of amp it up, to 100. Manders is one that I've also became a big fan of since going to Anarchy and seeing him live. We saw him in CSW, but main event, Gateway Heritage title match. This is going to be a fun one, man.
It really is, and you'll have to remind me. Is Manders more heel there
in Anarchy?
In Anarchy, yes.
I want to say yes.
So this is kind of
a confusing matchup a little bit because
it is just for the simple fact that I know that Greg Jovi, both of these guys are in his stable, and we talked a little bit about this last night on the Two Old Goats with Jovi, and it's kind of going to be a strange one to me.
Yeah, it's
I love both of the guys, and it's going to be a great match. But as far as the booking and the storytelling goes, it's kind of baffled me a little bit. But I don't really question Matt Jackson and how he does things.
He can make I don't know. He no matter what happens, he turns everything into gold.
Like I always like to say, Matt Jackson could have ants wrestle and have you entertained.
Yep. I always like to
Yeah.
point at last year's Dingo. He had like not several, but at least 3 last minute
Oh yeah.
substitutions, and what a hell of a Dingo Invitational that was, man. What a great
so
event
good.
that was. So what I wanted to say before we move off of St. Louis Anarchy, and I wish, I wish Chase was on here just for the sole fact that I've been saying this since we started the podcast. I'm sure you know. I have always said that my prediction for how Derek Neal loses the title is going to be to Thomas Shire. But we have not seen Thomas Shire in Anarchy or anywhere in our area for months. I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't know if we've seen him at all this year.
I think
he may have been in the January show.
Chase and I saw him when we went, what was that, March or April?
So he
or
was
May. And when we went to St. Louis and saw Anarchy and then GCW, he was at Anarchy and he did wrestle at
That's
Anarchy.
right. He was in that triple tag team match, wasn't
But
he?
it wasn't long after that he was injured.
So he is injured. That's why he's not.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe he was injured the next week or the week after. It wasn't long after Anarchy.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Dean, appreciate you, sir. I know what you've been going through. So I again appreciate you tuning in, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate you tuning in last night as well, Dean. Just thanks for all your support on all the podcasts.
Yep. So anyway, I didn't realize he'd gotten hurt, so that's my bad. I knew that when he was in the Anarchy that last show, he wasn't doing anything of significance.
Right.
So he may have even lost. I can't remember. I know he was, and then the next event that might have been what happened. He was booked for the triple threat tag team match, and then must have gotten injured. And they pulled him out. So I guess that could still happen. Maybe they save his return for the time Derek Neal has no more challengers, and maybe Thomas Shire comes in and says, "Hey, you've beaten everybody, but you haven't beaten me."
Yeah,
and
that'd be
Thomas
awesome.
Shire comes in and they make a huge build of it. Maybe the December show. I don't know. I don't know how significant his injury is, but
I don't either. But he was, from what I heard after or what I read online, it seemed that it was something that he was going to be able to come back from, and hopefully within the year. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but it didn't seem to be, a major injury, if that makes sense.
Good. Well, we wish him well. We should have wished him well many months ago, but
hey, it's all right. I mean, you can't know everything, Josh. I mean,
yeah, I try, but I definitely don't. And that's my wife. I definitely don't know everything.
Hey, I'm in that same boat.
Yep. All right. One last thing. There is something happening in Kansas City, Missouri. I just take that back. It's not. It's in the Kansas City area. It's in Lenexa, Kansas. A glitch in the Matrix. Central States Wrestling. I thought they were done in announcing matches, but I was incorrect. And we have a new match. And we've got Dan the Dad making his return to take on
Rex.
Is that Rex? What kind of?
I mean, it looks like Rex from the 70s.
What happened to Rex Amadeus?
It's something that we're gonna have to talk to Rex about his hairstylings before he takes pictures.
Ma'am,
because that's yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, "Who is that?" And I saw Rex, and I said, "Man, he's changing his look or something." I love it, man. Rex is getting huge opportunities, and this is another one. You're on the main show of arguably the biggest wrestling promotion in the Kansas, Missouri area. The only competition to being the biggest is the St. Louis guys, Anarchy and Glory Pro.
Yeah.
But you're on the main card. Not only that, up north, we just talked about Tri-States. He just had a phenomenal match against Jeremy Wyatt for the U.S. Highway Championship. And there's a spot in that match. If you go try to find it, Rex, I think, tweeted it or put it on Facebook or whatever. Wyatt jumped off the rope, the top rope, and Rex caught him midair, and then flung him around, and then did a power slam on him. So they pushed Rex pretty good. I think Wyatt ended up still getting the victory, but it was still fun.
I'm gonna have to find that match somewhere.
Yeah, Tri-States Wrestling. I don't know if the full match is posted, but that small clip was, so you can see that. And the build, man, the promos were good, so it's cool to see Rex getting that opportunity after, the year and a half we've seen him kind of working pre-show matches in CSW, and then kind of working down in mid states a little bit, and now he's starting to get a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a push in area. So cool to see.
He's going places, definitely going places.
He is. That he is. Bryan J, baby.
Yes, sir. You ready for an update? Is that what we're doing?
Go ahead, give me an update before we run down what's going on in the.
Here's the update. Update is now 20-14 Kansas City Chiefs. With 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I do not know if they've kicked a field goal yet.
Well, they were just 17, so they probably just. It was probably.
Was it 17? Yeah, it was 17. My bad. So they kicked another field goal.
You're good. You're good. All right, 12 minutes left. Yeah. Lions probably got the ball, so we may be off here to see the end of this game. So,
see, we were on it tonight, like I told you. Like clockwork. You and I.
we take care of business.
We get it done, man. Get it done. But we have a lot of fun with Chase.
Oh yeah,
a lot of fun with Chase doing this.
Absolutely.
I mean, I do just watching and and typing in.
Love some CR Media. CR Media.
Absolutely. 1988.
Yes.
Follow him on the socials.
Yes.
All the socials.
Appreciate you, Dean. We are at that stage where we start telling you guys where to go watch wrestling. And this weekend, 2 nights from today, easy for me to say, in 2 days, 48 hours away, in Macon, Missouri, you're going to see New Breed Wrestling, Macon Mayhem on September 9th. Austin Muitalo is going to be there. Derek Teeter is going to be there. Dr. Ison, all Shooter Shylin will be there. All the
Iceman, isn't he?
The Iceman's going to be there. He's wrestling.
Yeah. I can't remember who he's wrestling, but I know he's there. I remember seeing it.
Damn it. Anyway, he posted a promo, and I know he's wrestling. He's wrestling somebody, and then there's going to be a tag team match. Derek Teeter is got a special guest, surprise tag team partner to take on Private Practice, which is Dr. Ison and Daniel Stratos.
Okay,
I think is his name. So.
Yep. Tyler Cooley just said the Iceman versus Hard Luck Hal Rogers
in a strap match. Yes,
that's going to be fun.
Yes, because if you remember, I don't know if you follow them too much. They are having a not Dr. Ison. The Iceman is losing interest in his matches and just leaving.
Yes, I've been kind of following along. Yes.
Yeah, so he's not finishing matches, just walking out. So this is a strap match. Hard Luck Hal's gonna keep him in that match, and this will be a first match Iceman finishes, we think, in a few months. So, and yes, Cowboy Bob Orton will be the special guest ref of that tag team match. So that's going to be a fun show to be at. And they're giving away a Smoking Skull replica championship belt, adult size, in a raffle. They're giving away 2 children's replica belts in a raffle as well. So lots of cool things going on September 9th in Macon, Missouri. Go check them out.
I mean, if you go down there, I unfortunately won't be able to make it, but if you make it down there, I will give you money for a raffle ticket.
Well, if you're anything like Chase, Chase puts in like $20-$30 and
I am nothing like Chase.
Gets 20 or 30 tickets. He did that for HCW and had 20 tickets, and everybody else is going up buying 1, 2s, and then of course Chase gets drawn and he wins the 50-50 raffle.
Oh, jeez.
And it was the first time in our history that the crowd turned and kind of started booing. And I said, man, we just made a heel turn by you winning that.
Oh, now it's heel.
Yeah.
CR Media.
It's the
at
heel
nine-
hot tag.
Heel CR Media 1988 is the new handle. Wow,
Let's
okay.
see. Names like Silverback Joe Helms, Nadia White, Smoke. Yes, Luke Langley will be there as well. Daniel Stratos.
Yes.
The list goes on and on. Yes, it's going to be a fantastic event. Go check them out. And you're going to see Bob
Definitely.
Orton in a referee outfit. So in a
And
referee shirt.
And I know he's not face in a lot of places, but I always love watching Luke Langley wrestle.
Oh, dude.
Technically,
You
he is
and
just so damn
everybody,
good.
yes.
So damn good.
Yes. He is by far one of the I don't want to say underrated because he was mid-stage champion for a year and a half. And he's getting the title shot again, his rematch coming up in November.
Yeah.
He runs around a lot in Oklahoma and dominates. He dominates in CSW. So I mean, he's not underrated, but like I could see him being the next king of Missouri or king of Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know?
I think he's not underrated, he's overlooked by a lot of companies. I mean, he is making the rounds by the people that actually know, but he's just overlooked by some.
It won't be for long, man. I think eventually he's going to catch fire and he's going to skyrocket. So, so that does it about with New Breed. Let's go on to the next weekend. We talked about it. Traditional American Pro Wrestling, TAPW in Junction City, Kansas. The following weekend, September 23rd, Heartland Championship Wrestling, Air Capital Brawl. That's their debut in Wichita. They're going to have Stormy Renee against Mindy Grace. We saw in the graphic, Ray Leon is going to be there. The Rebel Hearts are going to be there, which is cool. Should be a fun show. That same night, on the other side of our coverage area, Cape Championship Wrestling after the fall. KLD is going to be there. No Role Models. And then that Sunday, so that's going to be a busy weekend. That Sunday, Glory Pro, Fear of the Dark. I just realized that. So Glory Pro is running an event called Fear of the Dark. They're going to have Jake Something, Maxie Impaler, Calvin Tankman, all going to be there for that. And then not even 3 weeks later is when they're going to have that El Dorado that we talked about with Dalton Castle, Alley Cat. So they're going to have two major events in a 2 to 3 week stretch.
That's crazy.
So
that is a lot of work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Let's see. And that's it. Well, I guess in CSW, just go ahead and close out the September. CSW on September 30th. Glitch in the Matrix at the Lenexa National Guard Armory. You're going to see Dan the Dad against Rex Amadeus. And you're going to see Jeremy Wyatt against your future guest on the Old Goats podcast, Davey Vega.
Yep. That's going to be a great match too.
Dang, man, I keep I knew all these matches were happening. Photo to Ghost versus El Diablo. Their promos they built up to that was pretty good for that. I love El Diablo. He's one that's going to blow up too.
Yeah.
So
I love El Diablo too.
Charlene will be at New Breed Wrestling Women's Champion. Still, she's one that's been dominating the women's division and everywhere she goes. So
definitely
look at that. Look at Tyler Cooley giving Shylin info to Dean Houston. Look at that.
To Dean. Yeah.
Come on, Dean. I thought you were a Shylin fan. Anyway, don't make me tell Amber, because I will.
Uh-oh.
Next week, guys, tune in. Appreciate everybody joining in. But next week, we will have the Prodigy Aaron Helms on the show. We're going to talk about his upcoming match against Matt Stockdale in Heartland Championship Wrestling. That's going to be a fun episode. He wrestles all over our area, a lot in XWE and everywhere else. We'll talk about what he's got coming up. So we have that's about it, man. We kind of covered everything. You got anything you want to share before we close this out?
No, not really, man. Not really. Just You can follow me at Bryan J. Bebe, spelled just like this.
Yeah, over there.
Just like this here. Or you can follow me on Two Old Goats Pod on Twitter. I believe, I'm not sure if it's up yet. Patriot Pat is doing the Facebook. I don't do Facebook, so he's in charge of that.
So Patriot Pat has the Facebook page for Two Old Goats?
If it's up, then it is him, yes.
Okay, I need to go check that out because I don't think.
I'm not.
Uh-oh.
Do you have Facebook? No, I do not have Facebook.
2120 Lions. That ain't good.
That's not good.
That ain't good. Appreciate you, Tyler. We appreciate every single person that came in here tonight. Matt Stockdale, Tyler Cooley, Dean Houston, Herb Simmons coming in, saying hi on his busy schedule. Just came in on his he was just at the Cauliflower Alley Club. Got his picture taken with CM Punk.
Yeah.
Not over the weekend. It was a weekend.
Lucky.
So Sonny Money was in here for a bit. Blair Dior closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. That's about it. If you don't have anything else,
I do not.
Let's wrap this up. This has been episode 71 of the I-70 Hot Tag. I am your host, the real Josh Elliott. Tagging in tonight was the Bryan J. Bebe. Go check out Two Old Goats podcast. Check out the pit stop on Monday night as we watch Aaron Helms and possibly a bonus match. Other than that, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
And next week, I'm not going to say that because go Jags. Good fight and good night.